Oh, this is looking pretty dire for our hero.
This doesn't look good.
This doesn't look good.
Oh, no.
What's that blinking light mean? Drop kick!
Oh, shit, babe!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that's over with.
Welcome to the Ever Forward podcast.
Your friendly backyard hangout by artists for artists. I'm Tyler Tackett.
I'm Mair Mulroney.
Yeah, you are. How you doing, baby?
Good. I like your shirt.
Thank you. Salvation Armani. Yeah.
What is it supposed to be exactly?
I don't know. I don't know. I went through a phase. You'll notice if you look in my closet, I went through a phase where I was really into like baseball tees.
First of all, we're in a studio. You just pointed to your closet.
Yeah, it's our wardrobe closet for all of our costumes in our giant studio. What were you talking about?
No, of course. No, I was mistaken. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Anyway, I went through a three-quarter sleeve baseball tee era.
But you do have the perfect name for a baseball player, Tyler Tackett.
You know what's funny? My mother thought the exact same thing when they were trying to come up with a name for me. Allegedly, they they thought Tyler Tackett sounded like it would be a pro baseball player.
It's great.
Boy, were they disappointed? Not at all.
No,
My
they're
parents
not.
are very proud.
Yeah, you're awesome.
But yeah, they thought it was going to be a pro baseball player. I did play baseball for a minute.
Yeah?
Yeah, for like 3 or 4 years, maybe. Like right outside.
Were
of
you
T-ball.
were you good or? You were good. You were probably good, right?
I don't like the way you said any of that. You started off bad, and then nail in the coffin was probably. Listen here, I'll have you know, I wasn't good, actually. I was not good at all. That was during Chubby Tyler era.
Aww.
And I just wanted to be at home watching Dragon Ball Z. But instead, I had to be out in the Texas heat, swinging a baseball bat. One time, can I tell you a secret? Just between you and me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell anybody. Our word is our bond.
Mm-hmm.
You've always said that.
The story.
Right. So, one time, we were in the middle of a game, and I was on second base, and I'm like waiting for my opportunity. I have to pee so bad.
Right now?
No. In the stay with me in the story.
Okay.
I'm on second base.
Okay.
I'm on second base. And I have to pee so bad. It's like right in the middle of the game, right? And like one of the like top 3 worst I've ever had to pee before, right? Mm-hmm. Makes it worse. I'm wearing like white baseball
you're wearing
pants.
Baseball pants.
Yeah, tight whites.
Yeah.
We used to call them. Anyway, long story short, peed my pants right there at second base.
No.
Yeah. Not one of my proudest moments.
I peed my pants in church one time.
Really?
Actually, I used to pee my pants a lot. I had like very, very bad bladder control. Yeah, I peed my pants a lot. I would get really nervous and get like panic attacks and just pee my pants.
Oh no.
Yeah, but like I mean like not like in school like that, but like it'd be times like if we were roughhousing or something or like
It's a good defense.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to read. Also, funny that I became an actor because horrific stage fright. I don't have stage fright anymore, but
You know what's funny though? That's not that uncommon. I feel like you hear that from a lot of people. I was watching a YouTube video today with like an influencer guy who's been doing this for forever and talks in front of the camera all the time, does very like vlog style kind of stuff. And he was actually talking about how he has stage fright.
Yeah.
It's a
weird thing. I think it's what makes you really good at talking to people is like being able to like emote and kind of feel, you know, and not just like there's certain people who they don't have a problem going up on stage, but there's no connection with an audience.
Yeah.
I know a couple people like that. Oh, man. But when you really do connect with people, then you can, like, you feel anxiety.
Yeah.
So, but if you can get over it, it makes you a good performer because you're relatable. But,
It's crazy, too, because you ended up performing on stage quite a bit.
Yeah.
So way to face your fears head on, homie.
Right. But when I was, like, reading something at church, like, they would pick you to come up and, like, I don't know, say something, or, like, maybe it was my homework, like my Sunday school homework or something like that. And
Weird that church would give you homework, right? I remember that sometimes too.
It wasn't like real homework. You didn't really have to do anything, but they would.
Hey, listen. That was just regular homework.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I
hated
don't know.
homework, man.
I did too.
Who didn't?
But yeah, they asked me to come up, and I got so nervous, and I peed a little bit. Not like a lot, but like a little bit in the pew, and I was like, now I gotta fucking walk up there. So I did this weird thing with like my hands behind my back, like acting like I was all like prim and proper, and I had my little paper behind me, and I just like walked up like that.
In my mind's eye, I imagine like an older couple as you're walking, like, oh, look at her standing so proper.
The pastors,
so graceful.
The pastors were right behind me, so, and I knew, and I was like, well, they're pastors, they can't say anything. So I had to like remove the paper, and I think I had like a little piss mark back there. Probably.
Is that where that nickname came from?
Little piss mark?
Yeah, you said that was gonna be like your first rapper name or something.
Piss mark Marquis, yeah.
That's yeah, that was it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Fucking A, dude.
Shit. Anyways,
what if you like those priests are walking behind you and you're like standing like that, and what if they just start going like, demon, and they just start screaming, and like, you know how like I'm imagining they have
this is a Lutheran church. This is not. There's no priests. They didn't do all that.
In my mind's eye, they've got like the fucking pole with the lantern of smoke or whatever it is they do, and they're like, holy shit, she's a demon! And you turn around and you're like, what? And then everyone in the church panics and they all start running out, and you're like, oh, what did the little mare do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, no.
That would be the movie version. When we do the movie of your life, that's how that story will play out. Because I think it was an integral part of your development. So it's going to have to be one of the key points. I'm thinking the end of Act 1.
It wasn't that big of a deal. There were way more traumatizing things if we wanted to do that movie.
That is not the episode for today.
No, it is not. But we do have a great episode for you guys. Yes, what are we talking about today? We have... We've got, what? I'm serious. We did. It is a good episode. We thought about it. We talked about it.
We did. We actually went into this with a little bit more of a plan than normal.
Yeah, we did. We were like, okay, so what do you want to talk about?
Look at us. We're growing.
Hey.
Look at us.
Yeah, so we'll, kind of catch each other up on what we've been up to, because there has been a break since we did our last episode. Even though it probably in releasing schedule, no, but filming schedule, yes.
Yeah. Our filming schedule's all over the place. But in our defense, we have been busy, which is kind of the ideal situation anyway. So
it is. We've been traveling a lot. We're going to talk about that. I went to China. We've been to Vegas a bunch of times.
Just gloss over. Went to China.
Well, we'll get back. I mean, we can delve into it.
No, I know. It was just so funny. It was just the funny way you said it.
So we went to Vegas twice in like a week and a half.
Yeah, I think you're right.
For a movie premiere, one for one of your gigs out there for a big hotel, and we'll get into that. Yeah. And then we're gonna talk about Ismahawk and how you guys how you know those guys.
How I know the boys.
How you know the boys.
How the clan came to be.
Yes.
I'm not saying that's our name.
The good old boys is what was it? The clan.
Never meaning no harm. Just good boys. What were you doing?
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways.
Okay, so tell me, Miss Mulroney.
Yeah.
International Traveler Mulroney.
Yeah.
Not to full name you, but I hear recently you went to China. Tell me, what's that about?
That was awesome. That was very cool. That was so random. It was like the most random. You were there for it. I mean, you didn't go, but you were there for the phone call.
No, I didn't. It's funny you bring that up. I always wanted to go to China. But anyway, back to your victories.
I get a call from my TikTok agency, and they're like, "Hey," actually, I didn't get a call. I got a WhatsApp message, and it was like, "Hey, big opportunity. Need to talk now." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." I had a lot going on, and I was so ready to just like take a break because I was gonna be done with filming for a while.
This was right after that, like I think we talked about in the last episode, maybe both of them, that like 6-week run you did.
It turned into 8.
You're right. That's right. You added on another gig. Yeah, that's right. Damn. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it was basically like we need some influencers to go to China for these conferences to like be the special guests and speak. And essentially, TikTok is very, very focused on the TikTok shop. That's really their bread and butter. Yeah. So they have all of these brands that want their stuff listed there, and they want to partner with influencers. And so their whole thing was basically they do these like conferences where it's hosted by TikTok. One of them was hosted by Amazon as well. Nice. And they come in, they talk, how I know this, and I just recognize the slideshows that they do on the big stages and stuff. Yeah. But everything was in Chinese, so like other than that, I didn't understand anything.
But you can recognize the logo, right?
Well, I obviously know the logo, but I also have seen the spiel before, so I know what it is. Got it. Yeah. But yeah, they kind of break down to sellers like how their platforms work, what works best, blah 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 blah. It's this whole thing, and then they get to meet the celebrity influencers, which I use that term very lightly, but people with a good fault. That's just how they sell the tickets, is telling people we're celebrities.
Oh, that's hey man.
But so then they buy tickets, they come, they present their product to you, they connect with you, talk to you, see if like you would be a good brand ambassador for them. They take pictures and stuff, and you have like a booth. It was very strange because like I didn't really know what to expect. I was nervous as hell.
Well, dude, if I remember correctly, you got the call on like a Saturday, like the initial offer, like on a Saturday, and then Monday the gig was confirmed. Tuesday you were on a plane to China, and you've never been to China before, and you were only going to be there like collectively traveling was what, like 5 days, like there back, because all the time switching back and forth. But really, as far as being at the convention and like on the clock, day and a half.
2.5 days.
2.5 days.
2.5 days. Yeah.
Okay, but barely long enough to like get your bearings. You didn't get to explore much. Where did you stay?
I flew into Guangzhou or Shenzhen. Sorry. Whoo! I was having a panic attack in my brain right there. I flew into...
Why?
I was like, I flew into Shenzhen. And I was there for the first day, and then went to Guangzhou, which is like an hour and some change north. Shenzhen is right above Hong Kong. So the weather was great. It was beautiful. Yeah. A little bit humid, but for the time of year, it was fantastic. Didn't bother me at all.
Is it there summer there? Spring? Are they kind of in the same?
It felt very similar to what we have. Okay. Except for the last day my last day in Guangzhou, the day I left, it was raining and it was pretty cold. But it was almost like, I don't know, more like living on the East Coast, kind of. It felt like that sort of temperature and that sort of, those types of trees, but like bigger trees and more tropical, and it's stunning.
Yeah,
there.
That's what you were saying. I saw a couple pictures.
Oh my gosh. Like just getting from the airport and driving to the hotel, which was probably like 45 minutes.
Nice.
It was so beautiful. There was so much landscape, and you're just looking at it and you're like, oh, this is what you see in, movies.
I feel like you're in another world.
Very much another world. And then...
That's so dope, man.
You start to see some of the architecture and their buildings, and it's like they have cities built on top of cities. It's... The buildings are massive. Our futuristic movies, I feel like, are very much inspired, visually by the parts of China that at least I was in. I mean, it's a massive country. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how crowded it would be. My brother has been to China quite a few times. My dad
he came
has
in
too.
clutch.
Oh,
Tommy, your brother.
Oh my god,
dude,
he was such a lifesaver.
He is. If the apocalypse happens in whatever form, I'm talking bomb, zombies.
We have the gear. We've got the food supply.
I know. It's in the living room. Ready to fucking go, dude.
That's not all of it.
No, I know.
That's
I went to
the
the storage.
Stuff, yeah. Okay.
No, I saw. It's look. All joking aside.
That's what couldn't fit in the storage unit. Also, it's good to just have some on hand. You know?
Sure.
What if we can't?
What if you feel like cooking one night?
No.
MREs all day, dude. Have you ever had an MRE? I don't know if those are technically MRE. Yeah, they are. Kind of what you guys got.
Oh yeah, I went to military school. We ate weird shit.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I went to the woods. So.
Like once or.
No, like the wilderness stuff. Oh, but like camping, we would eat stuff like that too because it's just easy.
Did you go camping a lot growing up? I know this is kind of off topic, but I know you guys went to the cottage a bit. That like family cottage you guys had, but like
our family would go camping. It was kind of by the time we could go camping, it was kind of a weird age for.
Nobody was really into it.
Well, Tommy was really into it, but he was a lot younger, which, he's now we're best friends, but at the time, that was a big age difference. 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
And then I was at the age where it's like, I can't leave the house without makeup. So camping.
Good thing you got over that.
No, I don't wear makeup when I go out.
You don't, actually. Yeah. You really don't. And can I tell you something? Just between you and me, you do your makeup very nice.
Thank you.
And you look gorgeous. You do. You do a very nice job doing makeup. You look very pretty. Very pretty. But I gotta be honest with you. My favorite you, it's the one with no makeup, sweatpants, baggy shirt, sleep in your eyes. Your hair was doing some crazy shit this morning. And that is my favorite, Mair. The most beautiful. Hey. And I'm saying crazy shit. Like, your hair... Did you ever watch... You watched Rugrats, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Cynthia doll?
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I'm... No, but hey, focus on what I'm saying. Hey, Buttercup. Remember when I called you that time? Buttercup, listen. Listen to Tie Guy.
Yeah.
Listen to the Tie Guy. Even when your hair looks like Cynthia from the Rugrats. That is, hey, right here. Hey, Buttercup. Listen, even then, most beautiful woman in the world. How's that for a compliment?
Thank you. He loves me.
Fucking loved Rugrats growing up.
Dude, I loved Rugrats. I need a new Reptar sticker. Mine fell off.
Check that out. What?
Oh, do we have entrance music?
What's happening here? So nice.
It's the China Yaka.
Woo!
And this is the office that me and Poma always work.
Oh, I just burped. We took time to after that it was like, okay, now we're gonna chill, we're gonna focus on the podcast, do some stuff for ourselves. Cause it's one thing when you're working for other productions all the time, which is great, you want the work, but we write our own content and write scripts and stuff as well. So it's it's important for us to focus on that and not get that on the back burner.
Yeah, it's easy for people, whether it's in this or in any job. I had this conversation with
a 9 to 5.
Yeah, with my dad the other day. I had this conversation. It was yo, it's wild. We'll make sure we'll show up for someone else. We have a call time, we have a time we're supposed to be at work, whatever your situation is. You'll show up and you'll do your best to not be late, at least not more than 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
Right? and
but that's on time.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's not late. That's on time.
I know, sweet girl. I know it is. That's an LA 15. No, but we'll show up on time for someone else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And but for whatever reason, we all struggle to show up for ourselves, you know,
Well,
like
just
dedicate
the-
time. I find that all the time with like writing or even like finding time to train and like martial arts training or anything like that. It's such an important part of your job, but it's hard to make time for yourself sometimes.
Well, that's kind of funny enough. You know, you joke about the, you know, last episode I talked about the whole like, if I'm late, like you're gonna have to fucking deal with it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did.
But and you know, out of context, that doesn't sound good. But if you understand kind of what I'm saying, I'm not late for every production, and but there are certain ones that I will be fucking late for.
We're all listening.
But it's that thing when you give everything, you're giving 12 hours a day, sometimes a lot more, and that's just on set. That's just on the job. That's not getting ready. That's not driving to set. That's not preparing.
Right.
That's not training. That's not working out. That's none of that. That's just that. You are after that, and this is usually like consecutive days or weeks. What do you have for yourself?
Yeah.
You're exhausted.
Yeah.
You're exhausted. It's so, you know, are you living the dream? Yeah, but when you have bigger dreams than to help because at the same time, like once you're in this game, you start to realize like, okay, it's, you know, it's I got into this because I don't want to work for the man. I don't want to work for a company. I want to make art and do something really, really creative. And I don't want to work a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But when you get into when you really know the industry, like, yeah, you're working on a movie for a company that's going to sell it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're working on a TV show for a company that's going to stream it, you know? Like, so it's the same thing that you're kind of going through, and it's at the, you know, you are still a cog in the wheel to a certain extent.
The job part of it is definitely still a job.
Yeah, it's,
you know?
Yeah.
There's like an art part of it, and there's a job part of it. And the job part of it is a real job. The hours can be long. The work can be intense. The tension in the room can be pretty tense.
Yeah, but you don't want, and you want to show up. You want to make the money. You know, you want the stability. You want to know that they're going to call you back. You want that.
Yeah,
so you want to do a good
that job
job.
part of it for sure.
But yeah, it is.
But even with that, right? Like we'll show up for other people, but we have the hardest time showing up for ourselves. I'm bad about it too. I'm so fucking bad at it. And then you know what else too? There's this like, and I don't know, maybe it's always been this way, but because we live in the time of like social media and stuff, it's all around you. We live in this culture of like, well, get up at 5 a.m. and at 5:07 you're doing like yo. Okay, have you seen this Ashton Hall guy?
I have, and I just have to stop you.
Hang on, this fucking guy. Look, I wish I looked like that when I took my shirt off, right? And I wish I had, whatever resources that he has to have someone like some headless human bring him, breakfast and all that. It's fucking dope, and he's clearly disciplined and stuff like that. But it's not practical. But that's it's like glorified. It's like fucking A, dude. We're all working, all these crazy hours and shit like that. So I feel like that's kind of like, I mean,
it's the weird. It's a very strange. That's your algorithm, right? So everybody's algorithm.
Wait, hang on. You don't have giant buff black dudes showing up on your algorithm?
Fuck no.
Dude,
Absolutely
he runs
not.
so fast. He is, like, I swear to God, he's like 250 pounds, like 3% body fat, and he can run so fast. And he uses that really fancy water in a blue bottle that I didn't even know existed until I saw his videos that now everyone has. It's like the big glass liter bottle, big blue.
And he tells people to wake up at 7 a.m. Is he the same
No,
guy?
dude, he gets up at like 3:45.
No, he can get lost. I know who you're talking about. I see the whole one where like they started doing like funny like jokes.
Yeah, it's kind of going viral right now.
No, he can literally suck it. First of all, who's setting up your camera shots?
You're paying a team, man. Look, it's lit great.
Oh no, it looks fantastic, but it's
Yeah.
like, okay, no, but you're getting up for a shoot. Okay? That's what you're getting up for. I do that too sometimes, but I'm not doing that on day. When do you go to sleep? 7 o'clock? 6 o'clock? Just miss the sunset? No, absolutely not. Get out of here with that bullshit, okay? If you're happy and that makes you happy, cool. But don't shame us into your very bizarre lifestyle. Nobody fucking
Arnold
cares.
Schwarzenegger.
And also, your muscles are gross. I'm sorry, nobody wants those types of muscles. I don't care about them. I don't care. Who are you impressing? Guys like you. Guys who are like, oh man, I wish I looked like that. Same with girls. When girls dress a certain way.
You wish you looked like Ashton Hall?
No, absolutely not.
I do. I wish I looked. Not you.
That's the point. That's 100% the point I'm trying to make. Like, when I look at...
Oh, no, I'm not going to fight it. I wish I fucking looked like that.
No, why?
God, dude, he looks like Broly, man. He's got shoulders the size of my fucking head, you know?
I don't care.
He looks like he can punch really hard. He looks like he could go Super Saiyan. He looks like if like some shit was going down, he's gonna be resilient. He's gonna be resistant at first, like I promised myself never again. And then but like the people are screaming, they need him, right? So he's like, and he takes off his Ashton Hall glasses and pulls down his Ashton Hall tie and opens his shirt to show his perfect Ashton Hall pecs, right? And then he digs his Ashton Hall feet into the Ashton Hall concrete, and then he goes Super Saiyan like only Ashton Hall could, right? I don't know what color his aura is. You would think yellow, but I don't know. Sometimes they throw in some other colors. He feels like if he went and tried to do that, I'm telling you, the concrete beneath his feet would crack. The heavens would tremble.
But he has to be in bed before 6 p.m.
True.
I just can't with
So
that.
you call him if it's like a lunchtime global catastrophe. Because he'll be your guy. But yeah,
can't.
right now after 6, he's got a snoozeville.
No. There's this whole culture of this whole, like, whatever your, like, niche is like, I'm the expert. You got to do this. And if you don't do this, then you're bad. And you should be ashamed of yourself. And you should want this. And you should want... Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Are you happy? Are you happy? Cool. Are you happy because you're convincing people to feel bad about themselves so they buy your courses and your products and watch your videos so that they can feel bad about themselves and be like, all right, I'm going to do this? Or do you actually want to help people? Fuck off. Telling people to wake up at 3 a.m. Suck a fucking dick. Absolutely not. At 3 a.m. That's actually kind of the best time. Wake up. Everybody wakes up at 3. All right. Our bodies normally do it. Turn over. Just do a little dick sucking. You'll be fine.
Like someone just presents. Kind of like how like he has those girls just show up and put like the plate in front of him. He just like rolls over and it's just like belly button to kneecap and just a fucking hog enters the frame. And he like has a nasal strip on and he like gargles and then he like spits in the fucking bucket and pours the water and like does his face because the proteins in it actually are good for skin.
Yeah, no, I've heard that.
Yeah, because he looks fantastic. I can't say it enough, but I think I probably have. So also, outside of China, we've done some other traveling.
We've done quite a bit of traveling,
yeah.
honey. And you've done some really cool shoots, too.
Oh, stop it. That's not true. I did. I was working on a show, and I still can't say which show, but it's pretty dope. I got to work on it for, like... It was supposed to be one day, turned into, like, 8 or 9, which was so sick.
And you did...
I did a lot of cool stuff on it. And then I got pulled onto like a one-day gig on another really cool... I feel so cryptic every time we talk about this because I can't say shit.
Because your jobs are so cool. I can like talk shit about my productions because it's like... They're content farms.
Hey, don't say that. Every story is a true story to somebody, okay?
No.
I don't think that's where that's used either.
No. But yours are like dope. Your shoots are so freaking...
They're cool. I got to do a couple of those, and then the dope thing was Ismahawk, our buddies out in Vegas. I'm positive you know who Ismahawk is. If you don't, do a quick Goog, because if you're into comic book superhero culture, filmmaking in general, they're the ones to be watching, the next gen, and they're some of our best friends, and we've done some of our favorite work with them. But
yeah,
the kind of like head guy at Ismahawk, it's owned by Danny Shepard and Jeremy Lee, two buddies that met years and years ago, built this company, ended up being two of my very good friends. They hit me up and they're like, yo, we're doing this commercial for this nicer casino in Vegas.
Are we allowed to say what it is?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, God, babe.
I could be making it all up. But either way, we
got to stay there, which was
that
really
was
nice.
the thing. Yeah, so we got to stay.
Because we looked at prices and like the next week, and we're like, because we went to Vegas like twice.
I had to go twice. Yeah.
The next time we went, I looked at prices there, and I was like,
not on our dime.
Nope. That will be a company expense.
Yeah, no shit. But it was fun, dude. They covered a room for us, put us up. We got to drive out. I mean, but it was so quick. It was kind of like the China gig.
It was supposed to be longer. But then
That-
you got
the other
called
thing came
for
up. Yeah.
So we had to
We had to
skedaddle.
skedaddle. Dude, we went from, I think we drove out on like a Sunday. The shoot was Monday. And then Monday night we had to drive back. Because I had to be on set on the other shoot at like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh
So,
my gosh, I felt so bad for you. Yeah.
dude, we shot all day. And it was dope. It was so dope. It was me and the boys. Anytime we get together and shoot anything, like, that's my dream. Like, all I want to do is pay my bills, doing what makes me happy with the people that I love the most.
Yeah, your buddies.
Like,
they're-
that's-
and Ismahawk
Just
is-
in general, though.
they're
That's all I'm looking for.
cream of the crop too. Like when it comes to professionalism, when it comes to talent, when it comes to like what you're gonna get as an end result.
Yeah, they're the pros.
They look like Marvel films. They really we'll show them some.
They're
of their
great.
stuff.
They're great. They're great. So it was really dope to shoot with them and stuff. But yeah, we had to we shot till like 8 or 9 p.m. and then came back, grabbed some dinner, and then you and I hopped in the car and we had to drive all the way back to LA, which is like 4.5 hours,
Yeah.
almost 5 if you count in like gas station and potty breaks.
Yeah.
And tiny bladder tacket has to make quite a few potty breaks.
But it was also it was late and you needed to get like stop just to like walk around to
Oh,
like,
dude!
stay
At one point,
awake.
we had to stop and like I had to get out and just like jump by the car.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like punching my leg.
I want to say that I did offer to drive. I want everyone to know this. I offered.
You did.
I offered to drive.
You did.
He's
You
never
did.
gonna let that happen.
Honestly, driving I think helps me pass the time more if I'm just sitting there.
You could sleep. That was the point. Was so that you
I'm not
could
gonna
sleep.
sleep while you're driving all the way in the middle of the night. We ended up getting back at like 4:30 in the morning, and then I was like, "You take the bed. I'm crashing on the couch." I literally was like in
No,
my
you
clothes.
didn't even like change.
No, I was in my clothes for
Comfy.
the next day. I laid there. I closed my eyes on the couch for a second. My alarm went off. I'd be on set at 7:30, so my alarm went off at 6. And so like just like Frankenstein out of my bed, like fucking Undertaker, and just like sat straight up, put on my shoes, grabbed a coffee, kissed you on the forehead, and like stumbled out the door.
You did kiss me on the forehead. It was very sweet.
But
And
of
I was
course.
like, I felt so horrible because I heard your little alarm going off.
And you know, it
'Cause I
sucks to be him.
No, because I set mine too to make sure that if yours didn't go off or you slept through it,
Yeah.
I would wake you up.
Yeah.
Because I could go back to sleep.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
sleep
yeah, I
in,
appreciate
and
that.
you couldn't. So
Dude, I knew if I came in here and I got like all snugged up next to you and it was like the room, I mean at my apartment, not in our studio. I knew that if I got all like snugged up, dude, I was done for. I was like coma status. I wasn't going to get up. But
yeah.
it was still really fun. Got to do a couple shoots. And then literally like a week or so later, we had to bop back over to Vegas for another special event. And actually, we've been thinking, being that we are filmmakers and such after all, maybe adding in like a segment that's like the movie of the week or movies of the week or series of the week, whatever, maybe like what we're watching,
Yeah.
right? And try to squeeze something like that in there, right?
Yeah.
So I thought how apropos that, speaking of Ismahawk, the first one we do is perhaps Ismahawk and Black Raven Films' debut feature, and now Vegas Darling, Action as our
Yeah.
kind of like movie of the week thing.
Absolutely.
Um,
Do we want to show the people a trailer?
Yeah, let's try it. So our boys, Ismahawk, the team we were talking about, some of our best friends and some of the most talented people we know, along with another group of filmmakers, all put together this this action comedy film, shot completely in Vegas with local teams, total indie status, but with like Hollywood quality. Fantastic
I
work.
still want to know what the budget, like the overall
I know.
budget. I
They're
want to
being-
know.
they're being quiet
They're
about
being
it.
real quiet about that.
I
They're
can
like,
guarantee it wasn't no Avengers budget.
No, absolutely.
It
not.
was definitely an indie film, but goddamn, it doesn't look like it. So let's show the trailer. Let's show the trailer.
That is not what I was expecting.
It's different.
What'd you find?
Whole lot of questions.
What's this?
That is a bomb.
You think the cops did it?
Oh shit, it's the cops!
There's more to it than you know.
You're not gonna kill me, are you? Then we're friends. Some of my best friends wanna kill me. You know that breaking and entering is illegal, right?
No, we're going to Ogden. He said no, we're going to Ogden.
What do you expect me to do here?
My painting. Where is it?
Freeze!
It's gone.
They're not picking up the phones. They're not picking up the radios. This whole thing's gone to shit.
But that means you have a problem. You still owe me a painting.
What do you need me to do?
How's your poker face?
Someone's tying up loose ends.
The Lion of Shangri-La.
Who else wanted the beanie? Just con my way into a gala of one of the most ruthless mob bosses in the world. What could possibly go wrong?
Do my feet look big in these, or do they look small in them? These are yours. I've stolen them.
So,
We're back.
isn't that sick?
Dude, they did such... I was like, okay, I know they're really good with special effects, so I was like, there's multiple, like,
I guess you haven't had a chance to really see them flex, right? Because you worked with them on Placid Park. That was like 3 of the team.
They were,
You know?
I mean,
And
even
you've
then
seen
they
some of
were
the work,
impressive. But, I mean, I've seen their work. I saw your Nightwing. No, I saw it, sorry.
No, there's Nightwing versus Daredevil.
Nightwing, but you were Daredevil.
For Death Battle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw Winter Soldier, Red Hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are amazing. Those are really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So we'll show you guys those in a little bit. We'll do a reaction actually.
Yeah.
But
I haven't watched
we'll
them in a minute. But first things first, Ismahawk, they fucking crushed it, man. Look, so let me give you guys kind of a breakdown of what we experienced here. You have to understand, like, me personally, I've known Danny and Jer and the team for over like a decade, right? We came up together in kind of like the indie film circuit and like the YouTube space kind of thing when that was first like really popping off, right?
You were doing Dragon Ball Z at the same time that they were doing their Nightwing series.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they were both really big on YouTube, but like not mainstream.
They both did really well. It was kind of like the first kind of intro into like this like kind of fan film sort of thing, taking like unowned IP or like already owned IP and then making like a fan film from it, but doing it in a very high quality cinematic way. Our teams, Robot Underdog with Dragon Ball and then Ismahawk with the Nightwing series kind of were coming up around the same time, right? So we kind of came up together, and very early in that time we all met each other and started working together on things like Death Battle and commercials here or there. But the whole time, like, the amount of times Danny and I, Danny Shepard, co-founder of Ismahawk, one of my best friends, the amount of conversations, hours and hours that he and I have had about, like, our dreams and where we want to take it and, like, these chess moves we want to make and having, you know, many, like, late night talks about, like, sometimes just random spinning ideas and just all this kind of stuff. And so to have this history with people and to watch them grind, how hard they work, how talented they are, the whole team, not just Dan and Jer, but like
good humans too.
Yeah,
which is so
the best,
rare. But
the best,
like,
salt of the earth. But to see these guys like get to a point where they're in their hometown, right? They're all born and raised in Vegas. They are premiering Action, this film at the Circa, which has this. If you've never seen it, you should look it up. Maybe I'll put a
has
picture.
something called Night Swim, which is like that massive.
Yeah, so they have a pool on the roof of this hotel with a giant movie theater screen and sound systems and all that. It's like a 2-story kind of setup. They have VIP booths and couches and all this, so you can chill in a pool while you watch these movies, right? So they got to premiere this film there. They set the whole thing up. They sold whole place sold out. It was like 750 plus in attendance, and that's just like the official count. There were plenty of people that like brought extras and stuff people in and things like that. Everybody's like dressed up and
Red carpet.
And this is something super crazy. Danny and Adam Kilborn, the director of the film, the two of them didn't know they were going to do this, but when they announced the movie, remember they announced April 25th, Action Day in the city of Las Vegas. While they were standing up there
That's wild. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you, man, like, that's the sort of thing that, like, it keeps you going, man. Like, we rolled into Vegas, like, was it earlier that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was earlier that day. And we hung out, we got all dressed up and stuff, and then got to go just ride this high with our friends. And then, like, afterwards, the best part, everybody's, like, hugging and taking photos and lots of attaboys. And we get to go to, like, the VIP lounge and drink and hang out and celebrate this victory. And it makes you think about, you know, I feel like we spend a lot of time bitching about how hard it is, which sometimes it is hard and it's important to talk about it, but at the same time, sometimes it's really fucking dope, man. You get around some good people, some talented people, and you get to see them get there.
I don't know. I didn't have anything to bitch about working on Placid Park.
No, not them. I'm saying, like,
it
just
depends
general
on
career
what
stuff.
Production, and it depends on what you're working on and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But when you're with good people, any of the lows are still highs.
Oh yeah.
You know?
No, that's honestly kind of like my favorite part of filmmaking at this point is the indie circuit, and like, I mean, to have studio funds like backing your stuff would be great, but at the sacrifice of like having creative control over the stuff you want to make and doing it with like, or having control over like who you make it with, and stuff like it's invaluable. So long story short, point of it is, it was so cool to celebrate these guys. The movie is great. It is a fantastic showcase of everyone's abilities. Jeremy shot the shit out of this. Him and his whole team, they shot the shit out of it. You know, Danny and Adam together directed it great. The moments of like comedy hit great. There's moments of action. I mean, they're doing stuff in this movie like they're flipping cars, like practical, blowing up vehicles.
I asked Danny, I was like, was that special effects? He's like, no, we blew up cars, bro. We blew them up. And
they
cop
went
cars,
so hard.
too. Like, that's kind of the thing is, like, one, I did want to say, like, I get really disgusted by kind of, like, the red carpet scene of, like, everybody kissing their ass, like, each other's asses at these, like, big, you know, Hollywood events and stuff, especially because, you know, it's really, like, campaigning for who's gonna win what award and blah blah, and it just feels very
Depends
fake.
though, because sometimes it's just celebrating, you know.
Well, that's the thing, and sometimes it is celebrating. And it's like when you're on the outside of it, it's kind of it feels very pompous, you know, sometimes. But then when you're doing it, but with your group of friends, you're like, dude, we're fucking doing like this is great. Like,
I feel
your
like
victory is my victory. Like, that's awesome.
I hear what you're saying. If I'm being honest with myself, a lot of times it's like, yeah, fuck them, and in my head I'm like, oh, bitch.
I don't
don't get off on that as much as I used to.
It's see-through now. Like, you know, people are waiting in line for the carpet. You know that it's like, God, everybody paid so much money for these gowns and these things, and it's like the way that people like talk to each other. And in that community, it's so big and it's so many stars and so many egos that, like, yeah, you've got your real ones there. But
you should say though, like, this is talking about like
this is
Oscars and shit like that.
Oscars, Met Gala type of stuff.
MTV, like shit like that. Things like this where it's like that's the part where it's cool, is everybody getting dressed up and celebrating this video. Because look, you go to war when you make a movie, emotionally, physically, you know, mentally. Like, making movies is really, really hard. I have so much respect for, you know, I'll talk shit about a movie I don't like as much as the next guy, but at the same time, at my core, I really truly respect anybody that can get from opening credits to ending credits. You know, I'll respect you more if you had something to say. It's fantastic, but either way, like, it's so fucking hard, right? And to do it at a high caliber, like what our boys did, was just such a fucking win, man.
That's the
so
thing,
cool.
I mean, that was a really crazy thing. Was like, okay, so April 25th is now Action Day in Vegas. What?
Yeah.
So
in their hometown heroes.
But there have been plenty of movies made in Vegas.
Yeah.
Right? Plenty of movies made about Vegas. But this one is made in Vegas, about Vegas, by Vegas filmmakers with Vegas actors, and I don't know that a film like that has ever like and on this level of independent filmmaking for the home team that looks like a big blockbuster action film.
It's super fun, man.
Yeah.
I was so proud of everybody in it. Like, There's watch the movie. I want people to watch the movie. I think they're I believe they are screening May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I'll double check those dates at the Palms in Vegas, and then after that we'll see where it goes. But I'm sure it'll be streaming somewhere because it is fantastic. It's funny, dude. I really laughed. Funny. There's some things in this movie that I doubled over, and that's not because I'm like biased and like a lot of them are like my homies. Yeah,
I didn't know some of them.
You didn't know most of them. Yeah. You knew 3 of them.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know.
Yeah.
But the whole cast is great. It's so funny. It's so fun. The action looks incredible. There's martial arts and gunfights and espionage and like all kinds of fun stuff. It's just really, really. I was just so proud, man. I felt like I came back. I felt like I came back just reinvigorated. You know, seeing your people win in such a great way is just it's fucking. I'm jonesing. Hopefully they get some solid distribution, man. I'd love from a ton of people to see it.
I don't see how they wouldn't. I mean,
no, it's great.
Yeah, I don't see how they wouldn't. I've had films distributed for.
Oh, same. There's probably one on that shelf that I was in. You can find. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We will.
No.
Dig into that. Speaking of watching some of your films.
Yeah.
Which episode would you like to watch? Let's do a reaction. Are you guys down for a reaction after action?
We're down.
Yeah. Okay. Mai Tai says yes. Let's go. Let's do a reaction to one of your Ismahawk death battles.
Okay. Can I pick which one?
Yeah.
As much as I love Nightwing, Daredevil, and I just finished Daredevil Born Again, I think we gotta do Winter Soldier, Red Hood.
That one's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I haven't watched this in a minute. I'm a little nervous. Okay.
I've watched it recently because I show it off to people. Because you look really cool in it. They look really cool in it. But you'll get to... Yeah. When was this shot? 5 years ago?
This was shot... we shot this the weekend that the world shut down from COVID.
Oh my gosh.
It was March 18th, the weekend around March 18th in 2020. So we were in this little bubble shooting our little superhero thing and having the best time. We're all like, oh, life can't be any better. And then I remember one day, I think it was like day 2 or 3, Mel, one of the producers, comes back and she's like, yeah, we couldn't find water. Because all people were buying up water bottles.
Oh.
And we're like, pardon? We're in the middle of a desert. That's literally the last thing you want to hear in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
You know, when you're fighting Red Hood. Anyway, it was wild. So it was like 4 or 5 years ago. But anyway, yeah, let's
watch it.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit, no. Because that turns around.
Tyler Tackett, very famous.
Who?
Tyler Tackett, very famous.
Infamous.
I'd like to welcome you all to the Winter Soldier Red Hood Death Battle. I will be your Winter Soldier this evening. My hobbies include rifle cleaning, hanging out with my good pal Steve, and hunting down known vigilante Red Hood. This is my knife, very sharp, used for cutting, spreading various butters.
Okay, so admittedly, I haven't watched this in like a minute, so I'm gonna do my best not to.
Yo, Barbie.
You're gonna be so proud, though.
What do you want, Bruce?
Jared shot the shit out of this. The way the light reflects off the armor.
When you first posted, I don't know if it was you probably posted Daredevil first.
Yeah, we shot Daredevil first.
I legitimately thought that you had been cast in a Marvel film.
Not yet.
Because you were showing me some of the action sequences, but like these guys, they're so good.
They're so good. So Death Battle. Oh wait, we're about to see one of the most beautiful faces known to man. Our boy. Oh, Tim Neff.
Timmy.
Wait. I was too early. Premature.
Oh, he's gonna have to.
Big belly burger. Tim Neff. The man, the myth, the legend. Another one of my best friends. Amazing actor, stunt performer. So Death Battle, if anyone doesn't know, is this really sick series where they take 2 characters of pop culture, they compare their weapons, armor and skills, and then they see who would win in a fight. They've only done 2 live actions so far. This was our second one. We did the first Nightwing and Daredevil. This is the second one. So we're seeing Red Hood from Batman and Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier from Marvel. Whoop! I wanted that door I kicked that door so hard. I was trying so hard to break that door into pieces. I mean, that's as hard as I kicked, as much as you saw.
It looked fucking awesome.
I wanted to explode.
Look at you with your long hair.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's like down on my shoulders.
Hey, the way you raise that weapon.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Tim and I actually, we've been friends for a year and worked together a lot. Tim's also a really, really talented stunt coordinator and fight choreographer more than anything. Designs fights like no one else. So he and I worked together on designing a lot of this, just me and him at the gym, kind of figuring it out. Because we wanted, stay true to the characters and stuff, but also add your own look and add your own little razzle-dazzle to it.
Can I ask you a question that you might be... Oh, there you go. There's the face.
Gotta show the face. Mama didn't raise no fool. No. You gotta show the face. I love that shot right there.
Oh, it's so good. All of it is incredible.
Huh. So weird. It's like he just disappeared. Oh, well. Wait, what the?
Oh, no.
Oh, no! Better not flip over me. Oh my god. Just for the record.
Was there trampoline?
There was a little trampoline, but he did that practically. And also, just for the record, Tim is wearing a 3D printed mask, so essentially plastic, with real lights that are blasting into his eyes. So he and I are doing this. He's doing it blind. As hard as it was for me, he's doing this with lights glaring into his eyes, including that flip.
But you had dislocated your shoulder.
Not yet, I'll tell you. I didn't dislocate. I tore my rotator cuff, and you're about to see where. Right here, in the dumbest part. I pulled, so the sleeve didn't break when we were doing it the first time, and I pulled my own shoulder and tore my rotator cuff.
Did you feel it in the moment?
Hell yeah, it dropped me. I wish we could get the B-roll or the bloopers. Oh shit, what you know about a kitchen knife fight?
So was that the take? Holy shit, this
One of those takes.
Yeah.
You like that? That's some pretty good choreo, right?
And you had to keep fighting after that. Like
that was one of the first things, that knife flip though. And we're wearing gloves, and the knives were like super light, so flipping them was such a pain in the ass, because you want them to have a little bit of weight. Boom. Hey.
You guys are so good.
Oh. You wanna know something crazy? That Winter Soldier arm, Jeremy built that. It is completely CGI. I mean, I really have an arm. I really have a left arm.
Wait, so you're not wearing any of that?
I have a fake like dummy sleeve on, like a silver sleeve that he used for reference, but
what?
He built all that. That's completely CGI.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, dude.
They're so good.
Isn't that great? Oh no, not my arm.
Oh no.
I'm useless without my arm.
So you mean it didn't really electrocute you? You're just acting?
Yeah.
You're such a good actor.
Thank you. I had to pretend like I was being electrocuted in fact.
Was that the kick?
With what? Which one?
The spinning back kick?
No, that's a spinning, like a jumping spinning hook kick.
I want to learn how to do that.
I got you.
Okay. I want to do that.
Boom. So a little bit of Batman backstory. If you don't know.
I wanted to ask how Batman relates to Red Hood.
Red Hood was Jason Todd originally, who was one of the Robins after Dick Grayson. And he was killed by the Joker with a crowbar. The Joker beat him to death with a crowbar. So all this voiceover you're hearing of the Joker right now in his head is like PTSD, because the Joker killed him with a crowbar.
Oh.
He comes back to life afterwards and becomes this vigilante known as Red Hood. He has all the Batman skills, but he also carries guns and isn't afraid to kill people, so he's like an anti-hero.
So the Joker kills Robin?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. For the record, I don't know how many of you caught that, but that little arm swing there with a torn rotator cuff, I was so adamant to get because Sebastian Stan did that to reset his arm in the movies. Oh, Bane Venom.
Haven't you almost played Sebastian Stan characters like multiple times?
No, I did. I did audition for the Pam and Tommy show, but I didn't get it. Not to be Tommy Lee though. Hey.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you could have been great. And they wouldn't have needed to CGI your wiener.
And they wouldn't have had to pay me as much. Hey.
I'm really glad that you didn't, because you would have fallen in love with Lily Collins. And that would have been so
Don't
sad
you tell me who I fall in love with. I'm fighting Red Hood right now. I don't have time for this. Oh no.
You guys are so bad. Ah! Don't you throw my baby. Bad Tim. Bad Tim.
Oh no. Oh, this is looking pretty dire for our hero.
This doesn't look good.
This doesn't look good.
Oh, no.
What's that blinking light mean? Drop kick!
Oh, shit, babe! You're a gangster!
And I slap his forehead. Don't worry, that's some more acting. Tim's actually okay.
This is Agent Barnes. Target eliminated. Moving on.
What?
Nice, right? Look at this little shot. Look, you can see the Batman blades on his gauntlet, just right there. Oh, so sick.
So good!
Ismahawk, man.
Ah!
Ismahawk. And the Death Battle, guys. Honestly, this is a great show. If you haven't checked out the Death Battle series, I can't recommend it enough. Like, if you're a nerd at all, or you just like really good content, interesting content, top tier. Seriously. Hopefully we get to work with them again in the future. But yeah, that was Red Hood versus Winter Soldier. Not bad, right?
Why are you getting sponsored abs for hot chicks? That sucks.
I'm embarrassed.
Oh no!
That was so good.
Pretty cool, right?
Cheers.
Hey, thank you.
Can I ask you on the kick?
Which one?
When you jump up like a lunatic, first of all, were you bouncing off of a tramp? I don't think you were, because I've seen you jump. And
when he kicks me in the head?
No, that was insane too. But like when you do the fucking...
Oh, the drop kick?
The drop kick, yeah.
No, I just jumped and drop kicked him.
You are
we did it quite
really
a few
good.
times.
God, how do your legs not give out? That's insane.
I mean, you're going on pure adrenaline too. You have to understand, everybody's looking at you. It's all your friends, so you're not quite as intimidated. Everybody's cheering you on. You're dressed like a superhero, you know, and like your boy's right there with you. You created all this stuff. Like, my adrenaline was so high. Like, we were sleeping maybe 4 hours a night, and then we had to get up. We shot this whole thing. This whole thing we shot in 4 days. Like, and it was just Tim and I, no stunt double. So we're having to drill over, and the suits are hot, and you're moving. And then when Tim gets...
You're in pain, and he can't see.
Didn't
he do something to his thumb or his finger?
He dislocated his finger. There's a shot in there where, like, he tries to punch me, and I catch him with my Winter Soldier hand, like that. But again, he can't see, right? And we're in the heat of the moment. And so he goes to punch, and I guess it's really probably kind of my fuck up more than anything. But he went to punch, or he caught my punch. Either way, at some point he was doing something, and I punched his finger like that, and it dislocated his finger. And Tim, the badass he is, just like, all right, let's keep going. Savage, right?
You would have done the same. I mean, what else do you do? But that is crazy.
It's wild, but again, your adrenaline's so high because you're around all your friends and you're doing this thing, and it's like, for me, that is the peak. I moved out here with these preconceived ideas of like what I thought success in this industry would look like. Like, I thought for sure it was going to be, you know, the big lights and the fancy parties, and sure, every now and then you play your cards, right? You get to have those experiences, and it can be fun a couple times. But really, the thing, I always equate it to like a rocket ship, like that takes off. Right? If your only source of fuel is seeking some kind of fame or something like that, eventually, I mean, it's gonna trust me, it's gonna kickstart you. You're gonna be real stoked about that if you get a little taste of it, or like you start doing anything like that. But that fuel runs out. I've learned as I've gotten older that the thing that is a more sustainable fuel and in the long run more powerful fuel is doing the things that inspire me, you know, and there's nothing better than being around another group of really inspiring people who are all incredibly talented, honestly, probably more talented than you, best case scenario, because then that's who you want to be. Surround me with the people that are more talented than me, right? And like the good people I want to be like, oh man, I need to work on my this, that, or the other, because they exude that quality and they do it so gracefully.
I would never have thought of that, because I don't think of the world that way.
Exactly.
You know, I don't see things that way, but like that, what a great idea.
Right. That's the best part of what we do, right? Like, we say it every time, but it's that collaborative feeling. So I don't know, man. Like, I've worked on the really, really big ones with the really, really big names and the really good catering, and those are great. They're awesome. It's so fun. You know, and sometimes not, but it's still a wonderful like blessing and fucking just it's great. Don't get me wrong, but I am never higher than when I'm around like my people making something we're all excited about. Because after every take, you're like, oh, that was so good, or like, oh, did you do that? Like, come on, guys, we got, it's an overnight. We're running, our budget's empty. Like, you got to really band the troops together.
Those are the times where it's like, okay, yeah. What do you need us to do? Like, do you want us to, do you need us to run out and get crafty? No, you need to be on set. Well, okay, but who's getting food? Like, we're making something cool here.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, what do you need? You need us to do our own makeup? What do you need? What do you need?
Put me in the trenches with like 20 good men, women. Put me in the trenches with like 20 good people over, 100 people that could give a fuck,
Yeah.
And it's not to say that people on these bigger things don't give a fuck. Everyone there gives a fuck because it took a lot of effort to get to that position, to get on that call sheet. Let's not forget, no matter what department, it took a tremendous amount of effort to make it to that call sheet. No disrespect. All I'm saying is, like, for me, I think I am so content if I can just make enough money to not have to think about it.
I think what would be ideal would probably be like in the ideal situation, which is how all of these people, like the Kevin Smiths and them, have done it. And you start out making the movies with your friends, and you never stop doing that. Same with like Adam Sandler, and you can and you do get eventually, like, when you're working with the right group of people and everybody's on the same playing field and everyone's really professional and talented, and we all have the same drive and kind of the same vision or overall goal and wants, then right place, right time, you can get those big studio deals. And because you've made these other films with your friends, the studio is like, oh, well, we want you, but we know that what comes with you comes your friends. Like, in order to get that magic that you created here that we want, we know that we have to take, so you then
rising tides, man. Rising tides
have like
raise
a
all
little
ships.
bit of control. And what's also strange to think about, I always thought coming out here that you needed somebody, we did the whole thing about talked about, the concept of like thinking someone's going to save you, right? And that's not the case, and that's not what this is, and nobody will. But I came out, not out to LA, but came into the industry at a young age, feeling very alienated from, my friends and stuff like that. And wanting to kind of just like be able to join that group of cool kids who were already doing something. Yeah. And being like, just wanting to be accepted by them and thinking, and that's kind of like the fame concept, is that you're accepted and that you're loved, and these people want to work with you and hype you up and stuff. But that's not, what's crazy is when you're on this journey, you make new friends. So you didn't grow up with Danny. Danny and Jeremy went to film school together, but like, you had been on your journey, they were on their journey, you guys met at a certain point in time, and then you became friends and continued to work together. Same with you and Tim. But then that's how you build your circle, that's how you build your crew. And then the rising tides happen. But for anybody out there who's like looking to start and they're like, yeah, but I don't have that. You don't need to have it now. Build it. Just create. Start wherever you have to start. and you'll be able to build your family, and people will fall off. It's fine. It's okay. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the dream. That's the dream, just to build an empire around your little mini empire, or your little village of people you're inspired by, people you enjoy being around. That's a big thing. Like, being around people that you like enjoy being around for 16 hours a day in not always like stellar conditions, and like with a lot of pressure and things like that. If you can find someone like Tim and I have been on numerous sets where it's the 14th, 15th hour, and we're sitting there looking at each other like, what the fuck is going on? But finding ways to laugh and still be like, but we're kind of making movies, so I guess it's still pretty sick. Same like Danny and I, or Jared and I, or like Summerall, Will, any of the wonderful people that I've met, or Michael or Sarah, any of the wonderful people you've met, Carlos, any of our friends that, like, the good people you keep around you, that at that 16th, 17th hour, you're able to look each other, laugh, remember why you wanted to do this in the first place, you know, and kind of lock back in and get the job done, you know. And it was so stellar, man. I couldn't think of a better way for us to kind of head into summer than to watch our boys really celebrate this victory. We've had some really cool victories lately. We'll go into them more maybe on the next episode, but it was just really, really inspiring. I'm so proud. If you get a chance, you're in Vegas, keep an eye out. They're screening the movie everywhere. It's worth your time. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I think the best course of action is to leave this with just the idea of, I guess we're going to, summarize it. I would say, like, you know, surround yourself with the best people that are just as driven, just as talented, if not in perfect world, more driven, more talented, because that keeps you hustling to keep up with them. You know the certain standard, and you're always trying to encourage each other and things like that. And if you can find that in this, you'll survive, because filmmaking is a team sport, not just when you're on set, but the journey to being on set. It's a team sport. You need a village, you need a team, you need good, talented, just driven people around you. And this was a wonderful reminder of that. So I think maybe we kind of end it there. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little notification bell down at the bottom so you can stay up to date with all the videos. We're going to hopefully start dropping at a little more regular schedule. We've got some time to do it now.
We have a little bit of time to do it now. We've caught our breath.
You know.
Also, if you know an artist who you think, if this isn't like your vibe, but if you know somebody who either has dreams of being in the arts or, you know, ambitions in that way, where if you think anything would be kind of helpful, please share this podcast with them. It would really help, like, if we had our good core audience that we could hit, where, you know, what we say kind of helps, because I think it's fun to hang out and we love hanging out. But if you know somebody who needs a little voice or, you know, a little
come hang out with us at Everforward, your friendly backyard neighborhood hangout by artists for artists.
Exactly.
Come hang out, man. We're all just getting by, dude. We're all just getting by. It's a wacky world out there, and I try to keep like 1 foot in the real world and 1 foot in the whimsy. You know, and that balancing act seems to work.
I think you do that really well.
I kind of do it professionally. Okay, all right. Well, don't look around. Let me get out of here. I'm really hungry.
I'm so hungry.
You so hungry?
Yeah.
You got anything nearby we could snack on? Something with perhaps, like, I don't know, a 4K camera, 24 frames a second, nearby.
Well,